Hi, this is Charlie giving you live trading. I hope you're very well. Nothing too much going on just yet, although the cable looks like there is, but it's in a bit of a range at the moment on the hourly chart, so we'll just keep our eye on that. One thing to mention is thanks ever so much for everyone to attending last night's webinar, the 10k to 100k webinar. The video has been it's been recorded, so it will get put up onto our webinars page over the weekend. So we'll let you know once that's been put up. Anyway, I'll press pause for now. We'll keep an eye on some of these markets. Okay, so just back, and it's now 10 o'clock or so, 20 past 10. Not done anything all morning here this morning, and sometimes it's just the way it goes. There's been a couple of moves which have just happened, like on the pound dollar. There's been a couple of moves that have just happened, but a couple of them have just got a bit too much conflict for me, and so I've not been able to do anything with, and sometimes it's just that way. So I'm waiting to see if the dollar yen breaks down. If the dollar yen does break down, that is the one that I will be looking to trade here. So I'll carry on waiting for that, but yeah, really nothing for me as yet until I see if this can break down. Okay, just back finally. So the dollar yen is starting to break. We'll see. I've been really poor price action all morning, so I'm going to put one unit in, one lot in short dollar yen right now. So I've just gone in right short, right at the lows. Sometimes it just has to happen. Basically, what's happening here, if I go out to an hourly chart, there's a trend line which it's trying to break at the moment. So let's see if I can bring the drawing tools on. So we've got this trend line in play here, which is literally on, or it's a bit weird on telecharts here, but on my e-signal charts, it's breaking as we speak. It's crossing that trend line, like it is a little bit here as well. So this is the trend line that's in play that's trying to break, and so I'm looking. There's potential for a bit of a rundown, so that's what I've been waiting for on this dollar yen. So, but it's been really poor price action all morning. So I've just put the one unit in at the moment. I will look to add to the position, but I'm having to just sit on that. So I've got short at 63.3, so about where we are. And I suspect, as it's just breaking that trend line, it's probably still going to come back up again. So I'm going to give it plenty of slack here. The targets, the first target's not until we get to 43, then 36. So there's some targets which are far enough away. I'm going to put a stop up in the 80s up here, and hopefully that's far enough away as well. But it's got the potential to just go straight up and have a decent bounce, so I am going to give it plenty of scope. I could trade it two ways. I could just trade it tight, put a stop down here, and then if I get stopped out, just leave it alone, or I can give it a bit of space, room to breathe. So today I'm going to give it some room to breathe, and see. I can see the potential at least for a break there, so we'll see. So I'm short dollar yen finally at whatever time it is, 20 past 11. Just been not a lot to really comment or to do this morning. This is the one market where at least I see some space to the downside. But I suspect it's still going to take quite a long time to do anything yet. So I'll press pause for the time being. Okay, just back, and we've got a couple of minutes to go to that 1:30 news now, the GDP figures in the US. So remember, I put this trade on over here about an hour, nearly an hour and a half ago, whenever it was. So we're sitting, remember I got in at 63, we're now sitting at 65, so it's really not done much since then, came down a little bit, then we retraced. So just waiting to see if it can break out of this overall pattern. We've got just over a minute to go. So if we remember on this hourly chart, I've got this overall pattern, looking to see if this trend line is going to break, which was on that chart there. If it can break, there could be a half decent move down. So, and if it doesn't, and it just comes back up into range, then I'm just going to end up getting stopped out. So on the back of the news, I might actually start to trail the stop down a little bit if it starts coming up. So we'll see. But I'm not going to be in too much of a rush, but I certainly can move it down a bit. But for now, I'm just waiting to see. If it starts to break down on the back of the news, I am going to be looking to add to this short position. Then what I'll do is trail my stops and have my stops down here at this high. So I'll be able to go in aggressively and move those stops down if we start coming down. So we have got about 30 seconds to go. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so it's just coming up just ahead of the news. So now we're going to see which way this one goes. Let's have a look at the spreads. So we'll see the spreads widen out just ahead of the news, and just see which way this is going to go on the back of the news. And if we can come down, then I can do something with it. Now, I wasn't necessarily expecting lots of volatility on the news, but thought it might still be a bit of a market mover. So here we go. So it looks like we are coming down a bit, and so just waiting to see if we can get a little bit more, and then I'll start adding and building to this position if it can start to come down some more. So let's just see if that's indeed going to happen, or if it's going to carry on floating around. Now, if it carries on floating around, then I will just trail that stop down. So I gave it that slack this morning, but if it just carries on just floating here, then I'm pretty much going to be able to move that stop down. But here we go. So it looks like okay, getting another unit in at 59, and looks like this is going to be the move now. So, and what I'll do is I'll be able to get a second unit in now. So that's unit 3. What I am going to do now is my stops are going to be moved down to just above this high. Now we're getting this reaction. Hopefully this can follow through. So if it doesn't, and we just come all the way back up, I'm just going to get stopped out here. It's not going to be big wide stops, is it? So I'm just going to get those stops in off screen just while I'm waiting to see if I can get any more units in. So I'll just press pause while I'm doing this. No, actually, I can just talk you through this. 109.70. Let's put it in at 109.70 for now. 109.70, and if it just comes straight back up, that's it. I'm out. But it's not a big stop, so it's quite nice. So I've got put the extra units in, but without a big stop loss, and see if this thing is going to actually follow through. 109.7. Okay, so I've now got 3 units in total. I haven't bought them up yet because they only show in yen anyway. So anyway, let's see if we can get if there's going to be any opportunity to get some more in just yet, and see if it's going to break. All of a sudden it had that little bit of a push, and then it's held. So let's just see. I might have to press pause in a minute, but so I've got the original position in at 63, and now I've got 2 more in at about 59. Yeah, 59.6s. And let's just see if this thing can start to break down. If it does, I see the potential for a half decent run. I'll take some profits off along the way if it does start coming down this afternoon and it can get that break. But there's potential for a bit more of a run on it. So let's see if it can actually get that break. It's this trend line, and it's just this range that it's been in. If we go back out to that hourly chart again, so it's been, it's just playing with this this lower part of this range at the moment. I'm just seeing if it can get that break, and that's probably why. So it's just a battle between buyers and sellers going on probably here. So we'll see if it's going to get that break or whatever. So at the moment, I've got just about 11 pips stop in on those 2 last entries, and it's now a 7 pip stop on the first entry. Now if that's going to completely reverse, it's going to stop me out at 70. I'll put the stop just above the high, and that's it. But the nice thing is I've been able to put those extra units in, and really it's having 3 units in, the potential now is that much better on this trade, but without it having a 20 whatever pip or stop it would have been. So no big stop loss, so now nice and tight. But let's see if it can break down. If it can break down, I'm going to start adding to this position some more. So I've got 3 units in at the moment. Let's press pause. Okay, so it's looking like it's starting to break, so we'll see if we can get another unit in here. 58, so I've now got 4 units in total. And the stop, actually I can move down to 68 because that is the actual high there. So I'm going to move the stops down to 68 now and just see if we can carry on breaking. So I'll just get those stops adjusted in a minute. I could bring the deal tickets up, but like I said, they're shown in yen. So let me show you. Bring the deal tickets up. I do this all the time. But there you go. It's in yen. So so it's a bit meaningless at the moment. I think I'm up a whopping £53 currently in open positions. So target wise, 43 is the first target. So that is yesterday's low at 43. So I would look to take something off there, and but I've got the potential to run down to 109.10 area. It's currently 109.10 anyway. That's a big ask maybe today because it's been very sloppy, but so far range bound. But there is a potential to. So if it does come down, I would like to at least try and hold on to 1 unit today, and just see if that one final unit can get down that far. So at the moment, I'll turn that off because it's just in yen anyway. So I'll move those stops down, and we'll see if we're going to get the big break coming. If not, it could still reverse again, but let's just see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and we can see it's breaking down a bit here. So we're now at 49, 48. Still looking for 43 as that first target. So let's get that one off and get a one or two of these deal tickets over, because 43 is the first target if it's going to get down there. So it's having the break, and it's a case of, I think it could just take its time. Even if it is going to meander, get down there. It's had a nice break so far. So 43 is the downside target number one, and then outside of that, I'll really be looking to see if I can. There is another target at 36, which is the daily S1 pivot. I might take one off there and then just try and run the remainder, the final unit, all the way down, like I said, to 109.10. But I'll get these first two units off into yesterday's lows first of all. If we can get down to yesterday's lows, which is at 43, and then we'll take it from there. So I'll press pause for the time being, because now I've pressed record. It's obviously knows I'm recording, doesn't it? So it's bouncing now. I'll press pause. Okay, so just when you thought it was all coming down nicely, it's now done a reversal. So it's just playing around. My stop is at 67 now. I've been trailing it down as price came down, and so I have got it at 67. I haven't got it at this high. It shouldn't want to come up that high. So because I've got all the momentum has been to the downside, but as we can see, look at that, it's all reversing now. I was having a lovely run down. It was down at 40. What had we got down to? 47. So it was having a nice run. It's in a nice bit of profit there, but you have to run your profits to targets. You can't just come out just because you're up in a bit of profit. So we'll still see. Maybe it's just doing a band play, but that's gonna make it a lot longer now, because now it's doing quite a sharp retrace. So by time it comes all the way over again, that's probably going to take a while. I am going to be popping out this afternoon. So what I'm going to have to do is put orders in. So I'm going to put limit orders in for targets. So I've put an order in, the first order in at 109.43. I'm actually just going to put the next one in at 109.43. Then I'm going to put another one in at, I said 36. I'm just doing these off screen. 109.36 will be the next one, and then the final one, well, it's right down at 109.10. So 109. Let's better make sure it's still at 10, because it's on. Yeah, there will be. Yeah, it's based on a moving average on the 4-hour chart. 109. Okay, so all of my orders are in. I thought we were going to be, when we were coming down here just 5 minutes or 10 minutes ago, I thought that was it. Nice price action to the downside, and but it's retraced that quite a lot. So I thought we were just going to carry on a nice trend there as we've broken, but it's just come back up within the range. So we shall have to see. But anyway, the orders are in 43 and then 36, which is the daily S1 pivot. 43 is yesterday's lows. So let's actually take this out and have a look. So 43 is yesterday's lows over here, and then just a bit below that, so I'll take half off down there, then take a quarter off down at 36 at the daily S1 pivot, and then just in case, if it wants to run, we've got this 4-hour 100 all the way down here, which is on my e-signal charts is at 109.10, and so just in case it wanted to have a bigger run, then I'm leaving just the final unit just to see if it can have that run. Okay. Right, okay, well, we'll see how it gets on. I'm going to be heading off shortly, so I'll come back to this, later this afternoon. Right, just back, and I was just about to leave, and seeing that I have been stopped out on that $8 yen. It was looking so nice earlier on. It was all nice break. You'd have thought it'd come down to yesterday's lows, but no, it's come back up. I'm assuming that it's just come back up into range, so it's just not been a clear clean break on that one. So let's bring up the take a screenshot of the trades, because I've got other stuff going on my account at the moment. But oops, let's see if I can drag it across. There we go. So there's the 4 positions. So we had that original one at 63, then we had the 59s and the 58. So a small loss, just £163, but a bit of a shame really. That one was looking really quite nice when it started breaking down, but again, sometimes you have to just put up with that when you're in profit. And this is the thing, I always say that the markets are constantly trying to teach traders bad lessons. bad habits, should I say. And a bad habit would be that an average trader would look at this and say, oh, I was up, that account was up like £250 at one point when it was down here. I was up £250 and look, it came all the way back up and stopped me out. So what happens is subconsciously you think next time you're in a trade, you want to bank some profit, even though there's no reason to take some profit down there at that point, or even let's say after it's had this little up bar here, you then start panicking and wanting to take profit. And then it teaches you a bad habit, because then let's say then normally it will just carry on rolling down. But that's how the market teaches people bad habits. When things like this happen, you just have to swallow it and put up with it and just say, oh well, it just didn't happen today, and move on. Whereas a lot of traders, they'll look for a reason why they should have come out, and the problem with that is then that creates that bad habit, and then they're always taking profits too soon, and then they miss out on the times when it does really run for them. Now I'm out, so I'm just going to start the upload, and so I guess this isn't going to go out until later. So it'll be interesting to see by the time I get back what this yen's done. What the one thing I hope it doesn't do is roll all the way back over again. That would be a real shame, because I trailed that stop down. Because at this point, where were we? How can I do it? Oh no, I have to do it this way. Because at this point it was looking like a shoe-in, and I was even tempted to trail the stop a little bit more aggressively at that point, because it was coming down really nicely, and as we can see, it has come up to that level. So it's I do hope that it actually comes up a little bit more into the range to justify why I moved it from 68 to 60, whatever it's 7 or whatever it was. Right, anyway, I shall leave you to it. Have a great long weekend, and might still get a video out to you on Monday, but have a nice weekend anyway, and see you next week.